The Mega Menu Interlinks is a tool to simplify the process of creating mega menus. Let's jump inside and see what the widget consists of and how you can create unique looking interlinks for your mega menu. Drag and drop the mega menu interlinks into your Elementor canvas. As you can see, this consists of a graphic element, a title, and a description. All of the item is clickable and linkable. Over here in the settings, we can set up the number of columns. So for example, if I'll change that to 2, now it will be only 2 columns. And so on and so on. Of course, this field is a responsive field, and you can also play with the gap between the columns. The next part is for turning on or off different parts. The title, the text, the separator, which is turned off by default. It's just a small little line under these. It's kind of hard to see it right now. Let's add like a couple of more items just so you can see what that means. It's that little line over here. And we have also an option to give this whole part a title. So you could just turn that on and you have a title over here. Inside of items, as I said before, each item is built of a title, a text, a link, and the important part is the graphic element. So you can actually change the graphic element from an icon to be text. Let's see how that looks like. And now you can type in the text that you want to show inside of the graphic element over here. Another option is to change this to an image. And then you can upload any images you want to show inside of the graphic element over here. So let's actually make 3 different design sections and design each one with a different layout and then connect them to a mega menu widget. So before starting, I'm just going to add a little bit of padding over here on top and on bottom. And maybe let's, in the style of the section, add a border bottom so we can have some separation between our different sections. Awesome. So this is going to be the first section, and the first section is going to be kind of a standard example. And in that example, let's delete the image type and only leave icon types. Let's duplicate the last one, so we have 6, and let's start styling this. So also inside of each item you have a style tab, and you can determine the background of the graphic element. You can change the color of the specific item of the title, and you can also give each item a different background. I'm just going to choose different colors for each item over here to make that look a little bit more interesting. You're going to take too much time in choosing the colors. I'll just use some predefined colors from here. So awesome. We got already a cool looking section over here. Each part of these are links. Let's go into the style tab and see what we have here. So right now the justify content is set to center, and what I want to do is actually align it to the start, so it will align to the beginning over here. And what else I think I'll do is I'll give my titles a different kind of look and feel to just make them pop out even more. And you can at any time adjust the spacing above the title to push it down, maybe align it a little bit better to your graphic element. By the way, these icons do support SVG icons, so if you have some SVG icons, you can set them as well. Let's maybe make this a little bit bigger, and you can play around with that as much as you want. But overall, I think this section is looking pretty good. Another thing that could be nice to do is maybe like add a background color hover for the item. So I'm going to go into item, and over here we can add some shadow, or maybe change the background color on hover. So let's just do a really light gray, just so we can see how that looks. That just gives a little bit of interaction in terms of user experience for the user. And we can add some padding so it doesn't go so close. That looks pretty good. And we can add some radius to make it rounded. And for the text underneath, now I see it's being pushed, but maybe we can decrease the gap over here, and there will be a little bit more room. You can also go into style, and for text, maybe let's make the text a little bit darker just so you can see it better. And inside of typography, I'm going to go for, let's say, 14 pixels. So that's looking pretty good. I'm happy with that, and you can continue designing it exactly the way that you want. So I'm just going to duplicate this section and show another way that you can make the layout. So this time, what I think I'm going to do is, let's just jump into the widget, click on the edit icon to edit, and this time I'm going to go for 4 columns, and let's leave only 4 items. So over here we have only 4 items, and this time I'm going to change each one of these to a text and put different kind of numbers. So each graphic element is going to be a text element this time, and rather than an icon element. So right now we can just put in the text that we want over here. Let's do the last one. And instead of the icon being on the side, I want it to be on the top. So to do that, I'm going to jump into the Style tab. And instead of row, I'm going to set this to column. And now you can see that it's on the top. Over here, we can jump into the item, and I'm going to try to center the text. So over here I'm going to go to center, and now these are perfectly aligned and it's looking awesome. For the last section, I'm going to do a section that's going to be based on images. So let's duplicate. This time I'm going to go just for 3 columns, edit the widget, items, delete the last item. Inside of the general settings, I'm going to change the number of columns to 3, just so that will fit inside better. And I'm going to go into each element and change it to an image element. This time I'm going to upload images, just so we can see how that looks. So let's upload these 3 images over here. And now, as you can see, these images are pretty small. So what I think I'm going to do is jump into the Style tab and edit the graphic element. In the width, I'm going to go for %, and then push that to 100%. Then we can adjust the height to our liking and the border radius to our liking. For this kind of layout, I think it would be more proper if the text will be aligned to the left. So I'm just going to go into text align and align it to the left. Over here in items align, I'm going to also push that to the start, just so it aligns neatly over here. And again, inside of the title, we can adjust the spacing to whatever spacing we want. And now we have some nice image interlinks. So what we've achieved are icon interlinks, text interlinks, and some image interlinks. Each item over here is a link and can be linked to a different link on our website in different types of ways. The last part is adding the mega menu. So I'm just going to add a section over here above, and I'm going to search for mega menu, drag that inside, and if you're not familiar with the mega menu, you can watch the dedicated video for the mega menu. But generally, we're going to start adding items over here. So that's going to be the first item. and each item needs a corresponding section ID. 2, and the last one is going to be 3. Awesome. For the sections themselves, we're going to need to go into the Advanced tab, and over here give each one an ID, just so this connects properly. And the last one. Awesome. So right now this should be working. To check this, I'm going to check it in the front end. So let's just wait for that to save. And preview the page. Now you can see all our sections are hidden. And once I hover over the different items, I can see my different mega menu interlinks sections. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and I'll see you in the next video.